All right, we are live on YouTube from around the world. Today we have a very, very special guest, and not just the speaker, where they're actually at an event at the UK YLS. Without further ado, here to introduce them is Katie Pitsis. There you go, Katie, you're live.
Hey, how are we all doing? I hope everyone's doing an amazing job wherever they are. We're super psyched and so incredibly thrilled to be here with you right now. We're literally coming to you live from our crew training all the way over here in the UK with some absolutely incredible souls. So this is literally like just global domination on the next level. We're just sending out so many positive vibes to everyone who's following us on YouTube right here, right now. And we're so excited because we've got the amazing Harry Singha here, and he is going to rock the house for you. So without any further ado, here he is.
Hey bro, there was nothing going to stop us making this happen, right? Let's rock and roll, let's do this. And I have like about 50, 60 coaches and alumni and so on ready to help me answer those questions. So let's do it.
Awesome. So Harry, first, what is service leadership to you? What does it mean?
Say that one more time. What is the Youth Leadership Summit or service leadership?
What is service leadership to you?
Okay, cool. What a great question, right? Okay. Service leadership, as with all the team here, we just spent the last couple of hours talking about it. Service leadership, like those people that have attended Global Youth Leadership and other Youth Leadership Summits should know by now, is the highest form of leadership. And what we really put across is this, is that every leader, especially if they're a service leader, knows what their community is. So they know who they're serving. So this is never about, oh, let me go and get a bunch of followers on Twitter and so on. It's all about who can I serve, right? In business, we hear about people saying, you know what, find out what people need and so on. So a service leader is somebody that knows who their community is. Whether that's their family, whether that's their school, whether that's their place of work, geography, or a social challenge, like bullying and so on, right? So they get really clear about what their community is, and then a service leader is someone that takes action. Little action and big action. No matter what it is that they're taking it, and you know that mantra, it becomes a lifestyle. That it's not a role, it's something they do when the cameras go on and so on. It becomes service. And that's the real definition that we've got of service leadership.
Very nice, very nice. And tell us about the Youth Leadership Summit you're at.
Well, the Leadership Summit here is, let me catch a few of these people again, right? So you can see these guys here.
They're excited.
So one of the key things about having the Harry Singha Youth Leadership Summit was, and always is, that we've got, most of these lead coaches are graduates of Youth Leadership Summits. And we're going to spend 6 days. 6 days where we have like a couple of hundred young people who will go through a process where we use that model of the flowers. You know, you've heard me talk about flowers over and over again, but the model in leadership is F is faith, L is learning, O is optimum health, W is wealth and entrepreneurship, E is emotions, R is relationship, and S is service and contribution, right? So at this summit, these young people are going to learn everything from self-leadership to service leadership and everything in between. So, you know, they're going to be doing the high ropes, they're going to be doing breaking boards, they're going to be having amazing speakers that are coming in from that. But really importantly, it's a youth leadership summit for young people, run by young people, supported by crazy adults that are really there to serve young people. So that's essentially the summit's about.
Amazing. That sounds incredible. It sounds like so much fun to be over there. They're all so lucky to be there, all the coaches. Now, in terms of service leadership, told us what it is. How about talking specifically about why it's important to use that model of leadership as opposed to any other ones? Did you catch that
I
question?
didn't hear what you said. Yes, please, repeat that.
Okay, so we've talked about what service leadership is, okay? How about we talk about why it's important and why it's more effective than other forms of leadership?
Okay, 1 second. What is that? Say that. Sergio, don't worry, I'm just going to make sure someone comes to it.
Why is it more effective than other forms of leadership that you're involved in?
Sergio, whether it's more effective or not is not necessarily the greatest question, because leaders, when you think about leaders, there are leaders, people have different definition of leadership, right? So you can turn around and say leadership is about having loads of followers. They're those that have the greatest number of friends on Facebook and Twitter and Instagram, right, are great leaders, right? What I'm looking at is it's a different definition. So whether it's better than, it's just different, right? So what it is a service leader focuses. So I suppose the distinction is about focus. A service leader says, hey, I'm going to commit my life to serving this community, this group, or this mission. And when they do that, it becomes effortless because they can do little things. So for example, if a service leader defines their community as their family, they can go and wash up dishes, they can go and put the trash out, they can go and do things like that. But the speakers that we have, the speakers that are chosen for this summit are all, they're absolutely, immensely successful in the area that they are working in, what they're doing. But what we value is they're really clear about who they serve, but it's about that they keep it as a daily lifestyle, everything that they do. So I wouldn't say it's better. If you ask me, is it more effective? I would say, well, what is it affecting? And I would say service leaders are changing the world for the better. Because my point is, have we got challenges in our world? Yes, we have. So all it needs, politicians are not going to change that, right? People talk about entrepreneurs. Yes, entrepreneurs can make that difference. But there's one skill set we need. We need leaders who know exactly who they serve and they make it their lifestyle. Because they can move mountains, absolutely move mountains. You can take a leader, if it's like a role leadership. You can have a CEO. You can have a chairman, a chairwoman. You can have a president and a prime minister. Those are leadership roles. Service leadership is not a role, it's a lifestyle. Would you agree with that, guys? I'm getting some backup here.
They believe it, they believe it. Great. Now, and we've all heard the different arguments between are leaders born or made. In terms of service leadership, is a servant leader born or made?
Question, are they born or made?
Servant leader.
You know that's a great question, and for anyone that's on there on the Google Hangouts and things, and when they're typing questions, this is the thing. Are leaders born? My simple answer is yes. Right? Yes, because I believe every single individual that has the gift to be alive is born with an inherent purpose. And I think life's journey is about finding or creating that purpose. So does everybody tap into that leadership fully? No. So are they born? Yes. Are they created? Yes. It works both ways for me, right? So can every single soul that becomes a human being and lives on this planet, can they be a leader? Yes, it's absolutely inside. You know as well as I do, I've got 3-year-olds in my network who are already serving and doing great things, right? And it's not a role, it's a lifestyle. I genuinely 100% believe leaders are born. If we talk about leadership as roles, and we try and fit people into pigeonholes, and say if leadership is a role, like a head teacher, a CEO, or a president, prime minister, and people don't fit into that role, then no, they're not born into those roles. But leadership as a lifestyle, yes, absolutely cool.
Great. Now, in terms of service leadership, what are some characteristics of a person who is a servant leader?
Characteristics of servant. Guys, shout out some characteristics of servant leaders. Put your hands up and I'll point you. Okay, go ahead.
The service leader puts his community first and contributes. So he goes out of his way and brings people together for the betterment of everybody. He creates a culture.
What's up, Alex?
You said. Okay,
So the service leader puts himself below his community, or he puts his community first. He goes out and brings the resources together to bring about changes that happen with him and other people. So he sees the culture. That's what his service community service leader does for me.
Fantastic. Brilliant. Sergio, that was live from Alex Muto from Hawaii.
Yeah.
And what he said is, one of the characteristics is the service leader puts the community first, right? Meaning, you know, like a level 3 relationship, they make the community's needs their needs. That's not like sacrifice, but they focus on that and they do put themselves first, right? Anybody else? Okay, let me see who's. Bo, at the back, quick stand up, give a mic. Sergio, I'm just going to take it from some of the people that are here, right?
Yeah, great. And we heard that good, so that's awesome. Keep it up.
For me, service leadership is to never stop learning to see the small things in everyday small circumstances, and then to teach others to see and appreciate as much as you can.
Fantastic. Show him some love.
Learn to see them.
Okay. So Sergio, in case you didn't hear it, it was like capture all the little things, all the great things that are happening, and so on. So I'm going to add some more. That was Bo, by the way. Bo, you're from Sweden, right? There you go. Bo from Sweden, one of our young leaders in the house, sharing with you. Characteristic of service leader. I would add in a few other things, right? They have humility. They have humility. And one of the things that Tony Robbins taught me many years ago, he said that those people that set out to achieve for significance, when things go wrong, they'll blame other people because they're in the light and the spotlight's on them. Those people that serve from contribution and service leadership, they come from that standpoint of service and contribution. When things go wrong, they just dust themselves off and they get up and they keep going. So they have a sense of humility that, you know what, things are never going to be exactly as it wants to be, but hey, we just keep going. The journey goes on. So all of those things that they said, add that. But I'd be keen to hear that those are the guys that are on the Google Hangout. Let's start asking these guys, right? If they're typing in questions, I know we've got Katie Fitzy somewhere, we'll find out what questions are in there. But I'd love to hear other people's definitions and characteristics, right? But yeah, keep going, guys.
It's the question on the Google Hangout. So people that are on the post that's pinned in the GYLS Momentum Sessions group. So people can comment under there if you're watching live and let us know, what do you think servant leadership is? Now, I think personally it's actually bringing people together, and that's exactly what you're doing, Harry. You have coaches from all over Europe. Katie's all the way from Australia. Bringing people together is definitely a characteristic of servant leadership, serving the whole world. And right now you're live to the whole world. There's people from all over watching. It's an incredible thing.
Sergio, let me add something, right? So while your viewers are typing in, one of the things that I really want them to do, right, especially if they've connected with me on a summit and so on, I want them to be able to type in and send in to you right now. Like Katie Pitts is checking the Facebook page, checking all the other bits, is this. What's happening here at this summit is every single one of them. Which one? Every single one. Which one? Every single one. That's every single youth leader that is here is going to end up on the last day. They're going to get really clear. So those of you that are listening in, watching in, and you're typing into Sergio or Katie, I want you to do the same thing right now, real quick. Every single one of these youth leaders, they're going to get really clear on who their community is. So those of you that have graduated and been on summits, I want you right now, define your community. Is your community your family? Is your community your school? Is your community your geographical area? Or is your community, like a lot of these young leaders here today, is it a social challenge, like bullying or children with terminal illnesses? Or what is your community that you want to serve? If you don't have one, make it up for now. Just say, who can I serve? Who can I create a service to? That's one. So we get clear about our community. The second bit is this. Commit to a service project. When we say a service project, people think, oh, go and set up a foundation and go and do all those things, which they can. And many people in this room have, and I know so many young people do. But it can start with something simple, like washing dishes at home to serve your family. It can be turning your Monday at school into Happy Monday by Post-it notes and so on. Just like I know the whole, Bandana family are doing. You're so brilliant at creating these magic moments and so on, right? So you can do that at school. You can do it for your community. If your community is like the locality where you live, brilliant. Get out there and have Free Hug Friday, right? Don't do those little things. It can be little, it can be huge. So that's what we want to do. Make sure that people around the world, if they say, I'm a service leader, here's their traits, here's their action. Action is they're clear about the community and they have a service project that is easily attainable, easily able to celebrate, and it will inspire others to do. That's what these guys are doing. They're going to be speaking, they're going to be sharing, and they're going to inspire a whole group of new youth leaders coming through to do exactly that. So if you've got people typing in, Sergio, we'll check in.
Yeah, I do. So we've got one person. It's not actually in the post that I said. It's in the event page. It's Daniel Bobby Sullivan. He said, I believe part of service leadership is helping others believe in themselves when they have trouble believing in themselves. So that's a great definition. I believe we have another post over here. Julian Landau. Right now, my community is all the teachers and students at the boarding school I'm at. So it's his immediate community. It's the people, I guess, surrounding him. So I'm curious, of the coaches that you are with, what do you think, or if you can get them to describe their community, that would be awesome. So I believe they might have lost their internet connection. They are live at an event, and so they're working on getting it back. In the meantime, for the viewers, what do you think service leadership is? Comment and let me know. Julia Vetter said, community is my amazing peer group that is scattered all over the world. Yep, the GYLS community is definitely an incredible one. Now, bear with us. We want to try and get them back. So let me see. I don't know if Danny can see us, but he just let me know that they lost their connection. Where is it? And so in the meantime, if you're watching right now, there's lots of different styles of leadership. Wow, this light is crazy over here. For them over at the Youth Leadership Summit to stop their coach training to come and serve you guys, that's definitely servant leadership. Now, let me see. I think they just completely lost their internet, but we can still run with it. Now, in terms of what Harry said, what do you guys think servant leadership is? I know I got Bobby's answer, but I see a bunch of different viewers on here. So comment under the post that's pinned to the top of the GYLS Momentum Session page. What do you think servant leadership is? Okay, I'm just waiting on a couple comments still. Now for me, until they get back, because I know they're working on their internet connection. Service leadership for me is coming from a place of serving. And I actually did a talk recently where it's sales. And now a lot of people, especially when you do sales, and for a full summer, I did telemarketing, and that's sales. And a lot of people think selling is manipulating, but really selling is influencing. If you come from a place of servant leadership where you're just trying to serve the person that you're speaking with, instead of trying to sell them something, if you know that what you have is beneficial for them, you'll be able to influence them to have it, right? Bear with us while we check on the internet connection. You are running with it, Brody. So I see Brody's on here. Shout out to Brody. We are running with it. Brody, I'm calling you out. What do you think servant leadership is? And honestly, you're one of the most, how can I even say this? You're just the living example of service leadership, Brody. When I first met you at GYLS, I think 2-3 years ago. Are they back? Oh, you're back. Hey. You're back.
Hey. Can you hear me?
Yeah, we're still on.
Awesome. So we just had a technical glitch, seeing as we're coming all the way from the other side of the world, but we're ready to rock. We've got it cranking. We're back on.
Hey, dude, we're back.
We're back. That's it. That's what happens when it's live. So much more fun.
Whoa.
And even on the downtime, the viewers were increasing. We have even more viewers now, so it's awesome.
You want to turn all these off? Okay, here we go.
I'm just getting rid of that.
Okay. We can hear you.
All right, so we're back, and Julia Vetter actually has an answer for us. I asked on our little break, what is service leadership? And she says that service leadership is about serving for a purpose greater than yourself. When you serve the people without trying to get anything out of it for yourself, even though you do. Because obviously we all know when we come from a place of service, we get rewarded tenfold. Can you guys hear me all right?
Is that a question or just a statement? Okay, cool. Was that from Julia Vetter?
That was from Julia, yeah.
Okay. Just for Julia Vetter. That's the Julia Vetter fan club. See, Julia Vetter is a service leader. Julia Vetter had to make a choice between attending summits or following what she wants to do. Julia Vetter wants to eventually become a medical professional as a doctor. At 16 years old, just a few months back, she decided to go to Africa. She went to Kenya, and she decided to volunteer at a hospital in Kenya. She's 16 years old at the time. And what did she do? She spent a month out there doing service, having the humility and doing exactly that. That's why everybody here that knows and loves Julia Vetter, because they know what service leaders are about. Right? So yeah, rock on Julia Vetter, wherever she is right now.
Yeah, wherever she is, she's watching you live here with us. Now, Brody answered that servant leadership is recognizing a need and showing up to fulfill that need for the people around you, being a vehicle and a vessel for change. Amazing definition. And Brody's another one. All these leadership summits bring all of the servant leaders of the world together to one place. It's incredible.
Who's that, Brody?
Brody Whitney. Yeah.
Let's hear it from Brody.
Awesome. So, and I actually saw Danny Curtis. Thank you for helping us out. He let me know that it was down, and so I kind of just winged about a minute or two of it until we got back. So thank you, Danny, for that. And I saw that he posted a video of him filming me on the screen, so that was very cool. Thank you, Danny, for that. He was actually one of my dudes in my home team, I think 2 years ago. And to see him now serving at this event is just incredible. I would say, honestly, servant leadership is also about growing, because the more you grow, the more there is to give. And servant leaders, people that want to serve, are all about becoming more, not so that they can have more stuff and achieve more things, it's so that they can contribute more. And I know Alex Mudo, who is also kind of in our team, all the way from Hawaii, giving up his time. That's a mission, all the way from Hawaii just to serve. So there's an incredible group in that audience right there. Awesome.
Well, listen up, bro. There is people from so many countries being represented, not just on this Youth Leadership Summit. You know, Katie Pinsey's got her own Youth Leadership Summit. The guys in Australia, Magic Moments, they got the Youth Leadership Summit. You've got the Global Youth Leadership Summit. You've got in Kenya, you've got the summit. You've got in Myanmar, you know what? It's time to celebrate them all. It's time to bring them all together, right? One of the questions that was posed was Navdeep, who also, is from Australia, come over, that he wants to know, he wants the leaders that are listening in and watching to become aware of what are the obstacles that are holding them back for taking that step and doing their service projects. And once they become aware of it, break through it, walk through it, climb over, seek the help, find other service leaders. You can do that at the Youth Leadership Summit, but connect with people like yourself. We're going to make sure everybody here knows about your momentum sessions, because it's open to anybody that's passionate about youth leadership, and that's what it's about, because that's where we can find out. So those people that want to type that in, trust me, as soon as Navdeep goes online, he wants to see what everybody said, but so do we, right? So Sergio, I'm conscious of time. How would you like to wrap it up? Because I want to go serve this amazing team, because you know what? They're going to be ready for registration and all the outdoor activities that we have when we welcome everybody for day one at the Youth Leadership Summit here in the UK tomorrow.
Awesome. All right. Thank you so much, Harry, for allowing us this opportunity, a little peek into the world of the Youth Leadership Summit over there from the Harry Singha Foundation. We've been blessed to learn about servant leadership. I know you just created a whole bunch from all the people watching, and I'll talk to you guys soon.
Thank you, bro. Quick message, a quick shout from everybody here. That's just for you, bro, and all the leaders out there.
Awesome. All right, guys, you guys have fun over there.
You know it, dude. You know you're supposed to be here.
Man, that looks like fun. All right, bye, guys.